I'd say that the only strong point we have is the fact that our shots are credible, and if we don't do that, then we've got nothing left. We don't want to endanger that. And we've got teamwork too. We're not working by ourselves. You've got the editors, you've got the photo agencies. Well, there aren't many photo agencies left, but in the past when I worked for Sigma, I had Ibn Roth, Eliane Lafon, Patti. They were the people who looked at the shots, and they were the ones who made the editorial choice. And then there was the head of the photo department who made another choice, and there were photos coming in from all over the place. I think it's very difficult to really fake a photo or manipulate it. It can happen, but no more in the past. Now, we all know the famous photo as the Reichstag, where the original shot showed the Russian man with 4 watches, and the number of watches was cut down to 1. There are cases of that in the past, but I'd say that the young photographers going out in the field today want to tell the story as it is, and people who go out in the field for the wrong reasons don't last for long. After the second bomb, they decide to go back home and do something different, and so much the better. I'd say that all the people who do this job for long enough, or who at least survive the First War, they do it sincerely. They're not there to fake their photos. Perhaps I'm mistaken, but that's what I think. And I really do have faith in our colleagues and our young colleagues. And certainly the older generation, we have the examples here. They've given us the fine example of what a true photograph is. For example, McCullen, it tells us that he had a photograph where he moved something. But he's talking about it, and he explains why he did it, and he was quite right to do so. But that's an ethical stance, and I was always told to be ethical. Schendorfer told me about fighting in pictures, and when I look at Kappa's pictures or Don McCullen's pictures, well, for example, we've run into one another in Lebanon and El Salvador. I saw exactly how he worked. He often gave me good lessons. Maybe he didn't realize that once we were in Lebanon, it was the time of peace in Galilee in '82, and the Israelis had, what do you call it? What do you call the place where they keep mad people? And one said, the press agency, no, it's a lunatic asylum. Yes. They'd bombed an asylum, and the mad people there had just been left there in their own excrement. There were bodies there, and we ended up there more or less at the same time at this asylum, and I left fairly quickly because it was just intolerable. But Don stayed there, and he did a report on that. It was an incredible report, and he told the story about that. And there I really learned something. He really taught me something. You should stay. You should always stay. And I think the ethics which has been passed on from the older generation has been, I hope, passed on to the next generation. It's not a question of saying it's easy to or not so easy to change a photograph. It's easier to do it today, okay, but I don't think that people do it. I don't think people go out and risk their lives in the middle of war just to fake a photo. Because war is always there as a danger. It's not an illusion, it's a real risk. And people who agree to run that risk are not likely to run the risk of losing their credibility, because that's their one asset. That's our one strong point. We have to have the general public believing in the pictures we show them.